Now, if you have some political intelligence or just any intelligence in general, you probably clicked on this video because you're a bit worried about the tariffs. You're a bit worried about what can happen to you when Trump is, operating with all these tariffs and whatever he's doing, right? Cooking the world, basically. But please, for once in your life, for once, I'm just asking you for once in your life, try and focus with me and try and remove the brain rot out of your mind and not click off, because this is not a brain rotted video. I know you saw the title and you think it will be a fun, interesting video to watch, but I actually have your back here. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to give you a piece of information that will be so valuable you keep with you for the rest of your life. And all these false promises of other people, of other influencers saying the same thing, bro, stay with me and believe me when I say that this video can change the rest of your life and the way you view things, because you're so worried for all of your life. You've been so worried and living like a little scared rat, basically, a little duckling, hopping and hopping and hopping from world, from trench to trench to trench, from miserable area and era of your life to another. Now, why am I making this video? Why am I telling you about what the hell is going on? Like, why am I doing this? Because people are getting cooked. And the truth is, you're gonna get cooked too. You see all this, like, people that are broke, right? People who can't afford anything. These guys are gonna get cooked. The traders, if you go look at some charts right now, I'm gonna show you some charts. Look at what happened. Look at what happened to the S&P. Look at what happened to the Nasdaq. These are like the big stock portfolios, whatever. And I know this is a bit too intelligent for your 12-year-old mentally. You might be 27, but you're still in the 13-year-old, 14-year-old mind. If you're 27 years old and you used either of these words recently, Sigma, Ute, fucking like these weird, stupid, like, slang words. I can't even think of them, right? But they hop. You know exactly what words I'm talking about. If you're older than like 18 and you still use these stupid something before GTA 6, bro, you're still using these brain rot shit, to try and be funny. You're among the people that will be destroyed day in, day out by this Trump bullshit. You worrying about all of this tariff stuff, you worrying about all of these, these new things being implemented into the world. India being tariffed, China being tariffed, Canada being tariffed. I live in Canada right now. Yeah, the tariffs are gonna hit the people here like trucks. But you know what's so interesting? The people up top, they look at you and they laugh. The people who have the right mindsets, the people who have money, the people who have capital, they look at you and they laugh. Now, why am I telling you this? Because you will stay like a little puppet for your whole life because of one thing and one thing only. And it's the fact that you're not scalable. You're not scalable. What do I mean by this? Let me give you an analogy. Imagine there are two people, right? And they are both in tunnels. The first one, he's in a tunnel and it's wide. He has space to crawl. He can crawl and it's almost like a comfortable tunnel. It's like a tunnel, but the floor is just filled with like soft stuff, right? It's like padded and everything. But even though he can crawl in this tunnel and it's comfortable and it's enjoyable almost to just like crawl and play around in this tunnel is pitch black and it has no light at the end of it. So he's in a tunnel and he's in a comfortable tunnel, but he's never gonna leave that tunnel. And then you have a second person who's in a tight tunnel, but there's light at the end of it. What am I trying to tell you here? I'm trying to tell you that if you're broke and you're worried about tariffs and you're worried about Trump and you're worried about the economy of your country, it's not your president's fault. It's not your family's fault. It's not your parliament's fault. It's not your mayor's fault. It's not your party's fault. It's not the liberals' fault. It's not the Jews' fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's your fault because you didn't know how to play the game right. And I'm trying to tell you to play the game right here. What the hell is this guy on about? This guy is crazy. This guy's going off the rails and he is just, what is he talking about? What I'm talking about here is, like I said, scalability. And scalability with income. Let me give you an example. The engineer who makes 100K a year. Good or bad? Good or bad? 100K a year. Good or bad? If you answer good, this is what they want you to answer. Because you're in that tunnel, it's a bit comfortable, right? 100K a year, that's what, like top 10% income of the world. You're in that tunnel, you're never gonna leave it. But here's the thing, you don't even make 100K a year. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching these videos. You wouldn't be scrolling on YouTube. You wouldn't be doing this shit if you made 100K a year. You'd be doing something else. You don't even make 100K a year. Now, let's say you make 300K a year. For some people, that's more than enough. Some people, they completed life. Not for people like me and you. But the thing is, chances are you either make zero or garbage amounts of money a year. And That's why you're stuck and you complain. You can't scale it though. That's the thing. With these 9 to 5 jobs, you can't scale out of it. You know, the McDonald's worker, the guy who works as a waiter, the guy who works as an engineer, the guy who works as a doctor. If you are a worker, if you're an employee and you love it and your life is complete, sure. You're not like that. Don't fucking lie to me. If you're a worker, you want something more out of life, but you can't scale. What do I mean by scale? You cannot break the barrier. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. You're in a comfortable tunnel, but you can't leave it. And what do I mean by comfortable tunnel? They give you just enough money to survive. To survive, not to live. What's the difference between this and the guy who can scale? What is scaling? Scaling means being able to always make more money. And generally, there are two ways to do this. You either gamble, or there's a lot of ways to do this actually, but the main, like, proper ones is either, it comes down to entrepreneurship basically, right? Trading or entrepreneurship. You can always, you can take a trade, you can make $1 out of that trade, or you can make a billion, right? That whole Shmovid bullshit, if you're intelligent, you know what liquidity sweeps are. Basically, whatever. Whole Shmovid bullshit, people made billions out of it. The people who control you like puppets and raise your egg prices so that you panic and you have shitty health, yeah, those are the people who made billions out of you and who just basically lied to you about the Shmovid bullshit. And it continues to happen over and over and over again. You can make $1 out of a trade, or you can make $1,000,000 out of a trade. Same thing with entrepreneurship. You can make $1 out of entrepreneurship, or you can make $1,000,000 out of entrepreneurship. Now, I'm here to offer you two options. And this second option will come down to a question. First option, you take the regular, life. You just sail down that little tunnel that there's no escape out of. You sail down that river of life, and it's so comfortable, it's so great and everything. You sail down that, or you go down the other path. The path that can show you an actual escape, where you don't have to be neurotically thinking about bills, about your wife, about your lover, about your family, about anyone. You don't have to worry about all of this. You don't stress. Your cortisol levels are no longer through the roof, and you can actually do stuff you can enjoy. I'm an entrepreneur. I've recently picked up martial arts and everything. I go 6 times a week, and I also train bodybuilding split. Most people, they would kind of struggle to do that. Why can I do this? Because I'm an entrepreneur. Because I built this for myself. So what am I saying here? I'm saying you either have this option where you can never escape and you will never have the freedom to actually do what you want. You are always listening to someone above you, with someone basically putting his dick in your mouth. And for a period of time, this might be acceptable. But if you pick this option, you stay with it forever. You never become that position of power that you've always wanted. Or option 2. But here's the thing with option 2. You have to be fine with being broke. At first. Being broke at first, or being broke forever. Right? Being broke at first. But here you can get really, really broke. Which is scary. Scary, isn't it? What's scarier though? Taking a risk, or knowing you'll never get there? Taking a risk, you might get there, or knowing you'll never get there? Tell me, what the fuck is scarier? I'm trying to implant and drill mindsets and quotes and ways of thinking that you carry with you for the rest of your life, so you don't ever have to worry about fucking Trump, playing with the world. You don't have to worry about this shit. When you make it, you don't have to worry about this shit. You think the people with millions have to worry about this shit? You think the people who make 10k, 20k, 30k, 50k a month have to worry about, but the egg prices have doubled, bro. How am I gonna get my protein? But the California prices in steak have been tripled, bro. How am I gonna get my, riboflavin, the micronutrients in there? How am I gonna do the carnivore diet, bro? I can't. Bro, these people spit on you. And I say this out of love. They look at you and they realize, yep, it's your fault. You're in this position because it's your fault. I had to take the risk too. So you have either of these options. Now, what's the drawbacks of this? Tell me, what's the drawbacks of this? Scary? Boo-hoo, motherfucker. We all had to go through it. Oh, it's risky? Boo-hoo, motherfucker. We all had to go through it. Oh, but I don't know if it'll work and my parents don't agree with me. They want me to go down this tunnel that I'll never fucking escape out of. Boo-hoo, motherfucker. We all had to go through it. Option 1 or option 2, bitch. Option 1 or option 2, bitch. And I'm speaking to you with such aggression because now I'm speaking to my younger self. Because he had all these thoughts you're having. Every single one of them. Oh, but bro, I don't want to do it. All of them. They're all useless. They're all excuses and they're all cope. Please believe me when I say this out of goodwill. I'm not trying to sell you shit. Don't fucking buy any of my products. In fact, go click on this video, dislike and leave. I don't give a fuck, but I have your best interests at heart. I didn't make a flashy, oh, Trump, like every other, news reporting. Trump has been inflating this and that and this and that. I'm trying to drill a message into your mind here. I genuinely have your best interests at heart. Try and find something that's scalable. Scalable. Trading, business, grow something. Do something with your life. And the main worry is that it's scary. Bro, you're young. Take risks, fail. Do you have a family do you have a little girl that you need to feed? No, it's just you. It's just you and your miserable little skinny fat fucking self. It's just you to take care of. Well, let's say you fail 10 times. Well, you have 10 great stories to tell your children and to tell your future clients and customers. And you have 10 great scars on your body. Isn't it better than the one with zero? The one with zero who never tried. Who has more respect? The fighter who fought 5 times, who fought 10 times, and he fought great battles and has many battle scars. But he didn't win? Or the one at home, watching? Who has more respect? You answer thee. You answer me. You answer me with that question, right? Who has more respect? Not you. You're at home. You're worried about making pizzas at fucking Domino's, you peasant. And there's other people worried about, okay, how do I take care of my family? Now you have to sometimes stick with option 1 at first, but option 2 is your goal. Trump tariffs. Trump tariffs mean nothing to people with money. And it's brutal. It's almost like a black pill. The stuff that your mother like goes to sleep worrying about, oh, the bills and this and this and this and this and this. Yeah, there's OnlyFans girls shaking ass on TikTok, and your mother's lifetime salary, they make it in a month. The lifetime that your mother worked for, these girls make it in a fucking month. Get mad, but don't get mad at me. Get mad at the game and start winning it for once in your life. Wish not for a lighter load, but for a stronger back.